Can you explain your relationship with Megan Thee Stallion?
Well, my actual relationship is that I'm her number one fan. I'm a hottie. I've been a fan of Megan since 2018. She's really, like, I think the first artist that I've ever started liking and then watched them take off. Like, you remember, like, in 2019, I was like, Michael, look at my
You
artist.
showed me her for the first time.
Megan, she's selling out, like, college things, and all these people are screaming the words. Like,
Yeah.
I was always really excited for her. And I'm a number one hottie. I'm such a huge fan. And so I couldn't believe it that we got to work with her.
Yeah, like how does that happen?
Our managers know each other. They both work for the same label. And so I think she wanted to make a rock remix, and I'm going to put my foot in the door. That could be like a nepotism thing. I don't care. I will just burrow past everyone else and take that, because I'm such a huge fan, and I just understand her, and I'm so passionate about her succeeding. So the fact that she let us do that remix and then a new song, an original song,
Yeah.
the rap world is very different. The hip hop world and the pop world is different. They move fast.
Like within 3 to 4 days. You know what I mean? If
They
get a
have, because they have
final-
access to that.
Yeah. If they get a final, they'll just put it on Spotify in like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, and they have the confidence that I think that sometimes I guess we don't have, where they're like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Put it out there. It's very spontaneous and fun and creative. So yeah, those things came into our laps just as quickly as we put
Very
the songs
abruptly.
out.
How do you approach writing an original? Like where does that even begin?
Well, Megan already had like Bankroll, her producer, make a song with her, and her like kind of doing screaming vocals on it. And then they gave us all the stems for that. So we never like got in the room together. They just give it to us, and then
We got in the
made it.
studio, and there wasn't really any prompt. There wasn't much instruction, and they were basically like, we want to make this like heavy and like make it a metal song. And so originally me and Dan cracked it open, and we took out a lot of stuff because we just felt like, look, it's such an aggressive song. They're yelling the whole time. Let's like throw 8 strings in this and just make it stupid heavy. And so sonically, in order to do that and to make it all match, we had to take some of the elements of the beat out and some of the melodies and whatnot. And so we sent it back, and then they were like, yeah, this is great. Didn't think much of it. Afterwards, we're like, oh, that's such a relief that they loved it. Like, can't wait for it to come out. And then we went on tour, and about a month later, they're like, all right, here it is. And they sent it back, and it was completely different. So I was like, oh shit, it's completely different. And so they were like, yeah, we're open if you want to make changes or whatever. And so we were probably, I don't remember where we were, but we were playing a show, and they basically were like, you can make changes, but you have like a day to do it.
So Michael was on the tour bus, like,
So
trying
on the bus, I retracked everything, and then sent it over to Dan. Dan then mixed it, sent it back, and then it was out 2 days later. So
yeah, it's crazy.
they move quick. It's really crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
They're just busy because they're like actually busy people. You know, like we have one thing at a time. People like that, she's a superstar. She has 1,000 things going on at a time.
And if it's going to be a hit, it's going to find its place in culture, raise its hand, and then they kind of run with it and like turn it into
she
more.
just knows.
It's like a different sort of system. Like, you know, like marketing is just dropping a song.
Yeah.
Right? It's very different. Like you don't need to, you're not acquiring audience necessarily.
No, you're giving your fans what they already crave.
Yeah, and if something raises its hand, then like the team takes it and runs, and radio and everything else falls into place.
That's why we were so thankful, though, because that team and Megan is so sure of herself and so confident in the music and stuff. So for her and her team to be like, you know, do you have anything that you'd like to add, or do you want to change anything or whatever on her song? It really means a lot, for sure.
She's one of the most genuine, incredible, like really genuine people, but also so smart and just simply incredible, and has such a great heart, and everything she does for her community. Like there's very few people like her. She's amazing.
We got to go to her show in LA, and I got to meet her, and it was just so amazing that, think of, you know how LA shows like the most crazy show. All the industry people are there, and you're so exhausted. You get off stage, you have to meet all these people and shake hands, and all your friends are there. And, you know, I would never presume that she would even see me that night. But she, I think, knows that I'm a huge fan, and how she treated her fans on that tour made such a lasting impression on us. She is just so amazing to them. She made everyone there feel like they were so important and a community. And she'd recognize them. She'd be like, you were at this show, and you told me you were going to college. Did you go? And she'd come over and talk to them, and the girl would be like, I'm graduating. And then she just was bringing them all up on stage and just loves them genuinely. And then as a surprise, her manager came and got me, and as she went off stage, she came and he said, Courtney's going to be here. And she came and gave me a big hug and talked to me for a bit. But that just, like, I don't think she did that because she's just like, yeah, I'm schmoozing. Like, she did that because she heard and knows that I'm such a huge fan, and she wanted to, like, give me a special experience. And just the thought that she would even be able to be thinking about that, have, like, the bandwidth to do that nice thing for me and make me feel special.
But to be fair,
like,
your collaborators, your peers.
I know, but like the day of the LA show, I'd be like, everyone leave me the fuck alone.
No doubt.
Like, don't talk. Like, it's just a really crazy day. You know, you've been to shows on Industry Day in New York and LA. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just the fact that she took time out of her day after just getting off stage to come let me know that she appreciated us. What a night, like, just a very nice, thoughtful person. I'm just so impressed with how thoughtful she is, and it made me really rethink, like, any, taking for granted people that support you and care about your music. Definitely a big, very influential, that show was very influential on us, of how special and important we need to show our fans that they are to us. So very big impression on us when we went to that show.